Today we are going to discuss the Wyatt coat of arms. But before we get started, we wanted to let you know that we offer genealogy research service at our website. Please visit us at coadb.com. First Wyatt coat of arms is blazoned gules, a horse barnacle argent, and it is associated with County Kent, England. It doesn't state who the grantee or the bearer was. And we have a note here that says there was a Geoffrey Wyatt born in Kent in the 13th century, although we have no link between him and this coat of arms. Now, a very similar coat of arms was borne by several different Wyatt families, including Wyatt of Boxley in Kent, Wyatt of Braunton in Devonshire, and Wyatt of Sherwill in Devonshire. There was George Wyatt of Boxley from the 16th century, who was son of Thomas and grandson of Thomas Wyatt of Allington Castle, and a descendant of Henry Wyatt of Allington Castle. So George had a son, including Sir Francis Wyatt, who died in 1644. He was the first royal governor of Virginia and the son of George. Francis himself had son Edwin Wyat, a member of Parliament for Maidstone. Then Phillip Wyatt was steward and town clerk of Barnstaple, Devonshire, the second son of John Wyatt of Braunton. And Henry Wyatt, Alexander Wyatt, and John Wyatt were living in the 17th century, sons of William Wyat, spelled with an I. Next we have the coat of arms of Sir Henry Wyatt, born around the year 1460, of Allington Castle, Privy Councillor and Treasurer to King Henry VIII, son of Richard Wyatt of Southauge. Here we see Sir Henry Wyatt with a cat. I'm not sure the story behind this one. And here we see, looks like the Allington Castle or its ruins. Here we have another coat of arms said to be for Wyatt of Allington. Armiger wasn't stated, but there were two Sir Thomas Wyatts of Allington Castle in the 16th century, and I assume it was one of them. First Sir Thomas that we see here was clerk to the king's jewels and ambassador to the empire and steward of the manor of Maidstone, son of Henry Wyatt. And the second Sir Thomas Wyatt was, well, it looks like we have the same information listed here. Next, Wyatt of Braxted in Kent and Essex, or Essex and Kent rather. Thomas Wyatt of Braxted, alive in the year 1664, gentleman, son of John Wyatt of Hornchurch in Essex, and the grandson of Edward Wyatt of Raynham in Essex. Later there was Richard Wyatt of Hornchurch, High Sheriff of said county in 1781. Wyatt of Barking in County Essex. There was Thomas Wyatt, son of Thomas Wyatt, who was son of William Wyat of Barking. And later, before that, there was Richard Wyatt of Southauge, and it looks like ultimately they descended from Godfrey Wyatt of Southauge. Wyatt of Bryn Gwynant in County Carnarvon in Wales. James Wyatt Esquire, born 1795, Justice of the Peace and Deputy Lieutenant, was son of Benjamin Wyatt Esquire of the Line in Bangor, North Wales. And he himself was the son of Benjamin Wyatt Esquire of Blackbrook in Staffordshire, who was the grandson of Benjamin Wyatt Esquire of Blackbrook in Staffordshire. Here we have Richard Wyatt, died 1619, master of the Worshipful Company of Carpenters in London, who was the son of Robert Wyatt of Slindon. Also Wyatt of Puttenham and of Horsted in Sussex, who descended from Francis Wyatt, who died in 1634, the third son of Richard Wyatt of Shackleford Hall Place. Hugh Wyatt of Sisbury in Courtwick in Sussex, born 1813, eldest son of Hugh Wyatt, Esquire of Sisbury in Courtwick, grandson of Richard Wyatt, Esquire of Courtwick, High Sheriff in 1810, and the great-grandson of Richard Wyatt, Esquire of Courtwick, who died in 1801. And it looks like they descended from William Wyat of Flansham. Here we have another we weren't able to find the armiger for. If you know, please let us know in the comments. Similar situation here. It's annotated as being from Winshed in Somerset, granted around 1723. Wasn't able to find such a location. There was a Minehead in Somerset, where a Richard Wyatt was granted a coat of arms in 1731. So that would be my best guess for this one. Thomas Wyatt, born 1783, of Willen Hall in County Warwickshire, England. He was a East India merchant. Wyatt of Tewkesbury in Gloucester. John Wyatt, gentleman of Tewkesbury, whose will was proved in 1654. One from Ireland, Gules, 2 barulets between 3 martlets argent. Armiger wasn't stated, but one possibility is Thomas Henry Wyatt, born 1807, of Loughlin House in Roscommon, Ireland. Architect, son of Matthew Wyatt, born 1773, a barrister and police magistrate of Roscommon and Lambeth. Descendants of Wyatt of Weeford. Frankly, this looks a bit older than that, so I'm not quite sure. There was a John Wyatt of London, surgeon at Middlesex Hospital and fellow of the Royal Society, and his brother James Wyatt, a famous architect, both of Weeford and Staffordshire. Sons of Benjamin Wyatt, a timber merchant and architect, and also granted to their grandfather John Wyatt in 1780. Wasn't able to find this one. Similar situation here with a Henry Wyatt, who occupied Vatch Mill in Stroud, Gloucester, and it was granted in 1822. We know that he built a anti-slavery arch in Stroud, an anti-slavery memorial created by Henry Wyatt in 1834 to celebrate the passing of the Abolition of Slavery Act. A local businessman and supporter of the Stroud Anti-Slavery Act, Wyatt built the arch as an entrance to the carriage drive of his private estate. Here we see the arch and a memorial. And if you enjoyed this video, please visit us at coadb.com, link in the description. Thank you very much.